understand the temporary nature of this current administration in relationship to the issue of climate change and climate policy.
Oh, yeah, Gavin, that's a terrific point. Isn't every administration technically temporary? Aren't we all temporary, Gavin? Aren't you, as governor of California, temporary? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were so temporary that Americans immediately voted Donald Trump back into office. Think about that. He wasn't temporary. He's dominated American politics since 2015. AOC was also there in Germany. She also wants to be president, and she sounded so presidential, Republicans should be concerned. She was asked about sending U.S. troops into Taiwan if China invades. I'm serious. Her answer was like a parody of a Kamala Harris answer.
Would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
You know, I think that this is such a, you know, I think that this is of course a very long-standing policy.
We didn't edit that. That's what she tried to say. The room was very impressed, as you can imagine. Hillary Clinton was also there. Again, this is a woman who wanted to be president but lost to Donald Trump, rendering her totally and completely politically irrelevant. But she also thought it was important at age 78 to fly to Germany because the world just had to hear what she had to say.
Not only do I not like him, I don't like him because of what he's doing to the United States and the world.
I think there is male and female, and the rest probably is a social construct. So this is something that went too far.
But does that justify selling out the people of Ukraine who are on the front lines dying to save their freedom and their two genders, if that's what you're worried about?
Can I please finish my points?
So the world has had enough of Democrat politics. President's Day, by the way, not to be confused with Hillary and Kamala Day, named after two women who will never be president. I also thought it was a little odd that Sarah McBride, the transgender congressman from Delaware whose real name is Tim, not only flew all the way from Delaware to Germany, but was invited to speak at the women's rights panel. Not only that, she was the first person called on to speak during this women's rights panel. Again, you're looking at a woman. Check that, a man dressed as a woman taking part in a women's rights panel called Girls Just Want to Have Fun, De Mental Rights.
We are facing, as you mentioned, a well-organized, well-funded, right-wing regressive movement. And they really have placed trans people at the center of that effort, but we should be clear that the consequences of this anti-trans effort, not only out of proximity, but out of intentionality, will include consequences for women of all backgrounds.
So think about what you just saw there on the world stage in a foreign country during a women's rights panel in a room full of women from all over the world. Democrats from America thought it was the appropriate, proper idea to open the panel with a mentally ill man who dresses as a woman and still has male parts. That person right there, think about that. This stuff just absolutely writes itself, doesn't it? Hillary Clinton even posted on Facebook, quote, "The run-ins at the Munich Security Conference are the best. Here I am with Congressman Sarah McBride and Boston Mayor Michelle Wu." And I saw this, and I was just wondering if somebody could explain to me why the mayor of Boston, Massachusetts, a small city, is at the Munich Security Conference in Germany. And could you explain to me how that benefits the people of Boston in any way? And I mean that honestly, because we know the media in Boston, certainly not the Boston Globe, would ever ask a question like that. What is this woman doing there? And could someone also explain what famous Democrat presidential couple was left out of the official Democrat Valentine's Day post this weekend? You see this? I see Michelle and Barack. I see Joe and Jill. I see Dougie and Kamala. Where are Bill and Hillary? Those two crazy lovebirds have been married more than 50 years. I thought they were one of the true political love stories of our time. I guess not. This must have just been some crazy oversight, but then they did it again today. On President's Day, the Democrats posted something, and didn't have Bill Clinton on it. Why are they trying to hide Bill Clinton?
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.